Hi everyone, welcome back to Story of a Modern Millennial. My name is Asia. Thank you all for sticking around to see how everything has gone down and continues to go down throughout my story and throughout the journey of many others that I have on here. I appreciate the love and support, and I appreciate the comments and input from my previous episodes. I think we're on episode 8 now. So I have two familiar faces here, and obviously you see they're in my age bracket, so we're going to get into that. We all have our different drinks here. We just want to give this a nice little millennial feel vibe. We're just going to be here chatting it up, and you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Tiani. I'm Asia's friend.
Hi, I'm Anaya. I'm Asia's little sister.
And what are you all both?
Aunts.
They bomb.
Yeah.
They were alone. You just turned your face. I'm so dead. So yes, I have invited them here to share their experience as new age aunties is what I call it, because as you can see, like I said, new face, new age, we here, we getting it done. And people like myself are very appreciative of the help and the love that we get from our siblings, our friends, because even though Tiani has a niece of her own, she is a friend that supports me throughout my journey as well. And then I have my sister here who, they rock stars, y'all. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off like I always do. I'm going to start with some questions. So if you each could just share a little bit of like where, I don't want to say rank of sibling you are, but like let them know what place of sibling that you are, what sibling it was that has the child, you know, pretty much just giving us a little bit of a dynamic.
Thank you. I'm the second child, and my older brother had a kid.
I'm the middle child, and my older sister had a baby.
Word to me. I did that for her. So thank y'all for sharing that. So if you all could just pretty much, I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So can you tell them how old you are?
Okay, I'm 19, so I'm actually Generation Z. I'm not a millennial, so.
And Fiona?
I'm 23. Yeah.
Don't y'all be in these comments being ugly, because YouTube has guidelines, okay? So don't even try it. But let's get into this again. So I asked them to share that so that you all could kind of have a visual of pretty much how everything goes down. So now I'm about to be 25. We were not these ages when this happened, because my son is almost 2. So 3. He's almost 3. So yeah. Take it back a little bit. You were how old when you found out that I was pregnant?
I was 16.
Oh, wow. Look at me. Woohoo! And Tiani?
No, I think I was like 21.
Okay. So you see that news we just bought. We just bought for them. I know my sister was like, bruh. So, okay. I always like to ask this, just in general conversation before this even happened to me. What kind of stereotypes have y'all heard of? Have y'all bought into? I know there's a few that I used to buy into growing up all the time. It's really sad, but there are a lot of stereotypes out here that make us kind of forget that humans are humans and people are people, and life does happen, and bringing new life is not a bad thing at all. But there are so many confounding factors that make you feel like, oh, if this person's story looks like this, then they must be this type of, they must be baby mother or baby father, this. And that's not true at all. So are there any stereotypes that you all, you know, pretty much that question I just have for you, that you bought into, that you've heard about?
I've heard about like high school, like young mothers, but like to me,
That's a good one.
I've seen like many, like I don't really believe in any of those. Like an age for a mother to me really doesn't matter, I would say, as long as, because I've seen young mothers step up just as older mothers would. So no.
That's a good one.
Same for me, really. Since I was in high school still, everybody was older than me. I was 16 years old, and the whole stereotype of 16 and pregnant, I was right on the cusp of 16. I was in 11th grade, so everybody who was getting pregnant and stuff was always older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't matter to me because I didn't know who they were, so it was none of my business. But growing up, we did used to watch a lot like Teen Mom, 16 and Pregnant. So I did buy into the, like, you know, the families aren't going to like each other, and you got to get married, or y'all going to have drama, or the baby has to go for adoption. Just all this crazy stuff. But,
That's a good one.
yeah.
I really like how you guys went down that line of things, because that is very true. You see a young family, you see a young mother, father, and you think, oh, he young dad, so he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Oh, she a young mom, so she got to do this. Oh, they must have did this, they must have did that, and that's really not true. Every situation is unique. Everyone's life is unique. Everyone's story is unique, and I think it's really unfair. And this is even if people don't have children. I think it's really unfair to judge. Do not judge, because you never know what people are going through, what they have to do to just get out of bed to continue the next day, especially when it comes to having a child at a younger age. You're still trying to figure yourself out, you're still trying to grow, and then you throw having to care for a younger human on top of that. It's difficult and it's challenging. So I appreciate you all sharing that with me. So the next thing I'm going to ask y'all is, how did you guys find out that you were going to be aunts, and how did you feel? Like, did it feel surreal? What was your initial honest thought?
Okay. Okay, I'll go first. So, I think my situation was really different because, like I said, I am the middle child. And anybody like buys into the whole middle child syndrome, I was the worst. I'm the worst out of all three of my siblings. So, I was at a basketball game, finally not in trouble, finally get to go out, got my phone, got my friends, I'm just out. But, still doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. My parents called me and they're like, are you almost ready to come home? I'm like, you just dropped me off, like the basketball game just started. They're like, okay, we gotta talk when we get home. I'm like, dang, y'all, what did I do now? Like, I know I didn't do nothing bad.
She thought she was in trouble.
I'm like, dang, y'all, when I get home, don't look for me, because I'm out. Like, then in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe something happened to somebody. Like, dang, I don't know. Because I'm home and Asia was in Atlanta, so we wasn't talking every single day. That's my sister, I love her, but we wasn't talking every day. And if we was, it was very small conversation. It wasn't no crazy stuff.
I'm about to put you out.
So I get home and everybody's sitting at the table. Like they about to kick me out or something. They just sitting around the table staring at me like. And I'm like, what's wrong? They're like, it's Asia.
So too long ago.
And I'm like, oh my God, what happened to Asia? Something happened to Asia. They're like, no, Asia's fine. Oh my God, what's wrong with Asia? She dropped out or something? And she in Atlanta, so I'm just like, are y'all gonna tell me like she left, she moved out, she transferring something, she disowned the family? Like, what's going on? And my dad like,
no, tell them what you thought I did in Atlanta. My
dad started playing charades with me. He like, I'm like, oh my God, Asia got a breast implant. Oh my God.
So bad.
In my mind, I'm like, dang, she cool. Like, finna call her. I'm like, how did y'all find out? And I was like, no, she didn't get no breast implant. I'm like, then what happened to Asia? And my sister was like, she's pregnant. She's just pregnant. I was like, oh. Then I started crying because I'm like, dang, they ain't finna mess with Asia no more. Like, Asia's finna be gone. They finna kick her out. All that. My parents like, what are you crying for? I was like, that's my sister. Y'all love her. Like, I can't do this to her. And they was like, no, everything's fine. Everything's gonna be okay. And I was like, okay. Then I called Asia and was like, girl, I love you. So, whatever. And that was it. I was gonna be honest.
Hey,
I don't care. I wasn't in trouble. I didn't care.
Horrible, young. Horrible. Thank you for that, Tiani.
Okay, we was at my cousin's house, like in Virginia. Like my dad's entire family was there.
Oh wow.
And my brother wasn't there. Like he said he couldn't come that day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think this was like I think that was after my cousin's wedding too. So I think that's why we said it was either that or his housewarming, one of those. So the whole family was there. And my brother calls me on the phone and was like, yo, are you by anybody? I'm like, yeah, I'm around everyone. Like, you know that. So, like, what is wrong with you? Why you call? And he's like whispering on the phone, yo, well, when I say this, don't be loud or nothing. I hope my reaction doesn't react like that.
Right.
Like, I'm around everybody. So I stepped away a little bit, I think. Or did I start whispering? This was like a while ago, so I can't, yeah. But he was like, yeah, such and such is pregnant. okay, like, are you sure? Like, you sure? Then he told me like the whole rundown of that, and I was like, not like the whole rundown, but like the facts of how, that part. I was like, oh, okay. He was like, well, yeah, don't say nothing to like our parents yet, because he's gonna tell them. It's like, oh, okay, well, congratulations, but I have to ride home with them now. Like this, I have to go through this whole event. Our whole family's there once again. I'm the only one that knows at this point. So I'm to stay quiet and know this information
Oh wow.
the entire time. Yeah.
I was
And
sick.
bro,
Y'all, guess what?
that was like I was like, when do you plan on telling them? I think they found out maybe a week or two after I did. I was like, so then they tried to tell me. I was like, yeah, I already knew. Well, why didn't you tell? I was told I couldn't tell you.
Right.
Sorry. Not really sorry, but whatever. But yeah, that's how I found out.
I love it. So first of all, having siblings, y'all, like, okay, for somebody that doesn't, not like that, but also having siblings, it's so funny because there is a loyalty. Like, I know that. So like when my sister texted me, she was just like, girl, like she sent me this song and she's like, you gonna be fine. Like, you're gonna be okay. You're pregnant. Please don't get rid of the baby. Like, don't do all of that for what? For other people's opinions? Like, no. So I think it's really interesting, but I know from my story, you just feel bad because, like, damn, like, I done brought all of this turmoil and all of this nonsense into this house because of me, and they can't even live their best life right now because I done brought all this bull.
I would not.
But on the flip side, though, nothing else that you do would be like, you can live your best life because I've done
Y'all,
the
I
worst
ain't getting in
thing.
trouble no more. No trouble.
So, you know, I just think that the loyalty that we have to one another as siblings is always pretty tough to me. But I always wonder, like, dang, like, how does it feel? Because especially for me, I'm the oldest, so, like, I'm by nature kind of the first in line to do certain things. Like, obviously, I was the first one to be in high school because unless they was going to skip me 5 grades, that would have been awesome. But unless they was going to skip me 5 grades high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain milestones that you're no doubt going to pass first. So it's all this pressure sometimes to try to fulfill these things. And it's like, you want your siblings to know, hey, I'm not telling you to follow in my footsteps. I'm not telling you none of that. But from a parent's point of view, sometimes it may seem like, oh, because it's the first one to do it, I hope you don't do nothing out of pocket or out of line with what the first sibling does. And it's like, when I got pregnant, I was just like, well, y'all can have at it now because there's nothing you can't do that, yeah, you should have a good time because they should look at me and just be like, well, damn sis, you brought the whole team down. So, you know, not in a bad way, y'all, but like, it's not really, go ahead.
Y'all, I think that's only for like when it's all girls, because when it's one girl, it ain't like that. Even though I'm not the oldest,
That's a true fact.
It ain't like that.
I forgot.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's
If
interesting
you're like
too,
the only
though.
girl, yeah, it's not that easy.
Right, because then you have your own things that you'll be first to do because you're a girl.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
It can be annoying sometimes.
I can see that.
Let me not say I'm be the first to do things. It's things that like my older brother would do.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly, that's like boys, females, and males regardless. Like males can do stuff in the world, like let them get away with it, and females do it, and it's like, yeah, that's brother and sister wise too.
I 100%
Yeah.
feel that because
I assumed.
Yeah.
I was about to say I didn't even think about that because we don't have any brothers, so it's just like it's just like
All girls.
It's like if she does this, she do it, and it's like, but everybody's different. Everybody's their own person. Everybody has their own way. So you know, that is that with that. So y'all answered that for me. I just wanted to know, like, how does it feel being an aunt, but being younger? Like, do you feel like you now have more responsibility, and if you don't fulfill that you might be letting us down?
Yes. Yes to both questions. Yes. Lord, yes. Because I don't know, maybe because like that's what I know, because like that's the first like niece or nephew or like grandchild from my parents that is just like all of our kid count. Let me not say all, because my little brother is not. He's not old enough.
So
yet.
weird.
But like that's like a kid for my kid for me too. So that's how I treat her. But like if my brother like need me to do something, help him with something, I be trying my hardest to like make sure I can do that. So yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. Yes to both. Yeah. I mean, I'm still younger, so it's kind of different for me. My responsibilities vary because there are certain things I just can and cannot do
Yeah.
as an aunt. It's just funny because, you know, when my nephew was born, of course I posted him and stuff, but it was like, not even on those sneaky stuff, just like I posted the sonograms and I posted him, and people I went to school with just like, what, you had a baby? Like, you had a baby? I'm like, no, my sister had a baby. And I just think it's funny because, like, I'm an aunt and nobody ever thinks of that first. As soon as I post my nephew, it's, oh,
that's your child.
Yeah, that's your child. Which, I mean, he's not. I don't treat him like my child either. I honestly, as a young aunt too, like, I let him do whatever. You can ask Asia, I really let my nephew do whatever. I'll teach him rap lyrics and be like, go tell mommy. Go tell mommy what you learned. I have him repeating all types of stuff. Because to me, I mean, I don't know how crazy it's going to sound. I was like a little baby doll. Like,
I thank you for being honest about that, because that is truly, to me sometimes, I have to remember that I'm a parent. Like, because I'm still want to get dressed up and go. Not saying that the older you are, that those things kind of, but at the same time, people always say, like, your 20s are some of, like, the best years of your life. Like, you don't have any real responsibilities, but you do have responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I still hang like I'm in my 20-something. So, I feel like you can do both. And I do both. And I know that there are tons of people, and this is why I'm doing this, that go get it. They do both, and they have an amazing support system. And aside from, Tiana being an aunt, she is my friend who does talk sense into me as well, who is there for the late nights, for the lots of tears sometimes, and just for some of the things that, as a parent that you go through, and it's like, well, damn, majority of the people that I hang around, they don't have children, but I do have this support that does understand where I'm coming from. They do get it. And especially like Tiana, because she has a niece, she kind of understands, she used to see it firsthand. I mean, even though everyone's experience is different, but there is advice that she can offer. And there are things that my sister or sisters do that help make the load easier, sometimes. And I just honestly, it's a great feeling to have that. So talking about friends, you guys both have friends too that have children, right? I do. Mm-hmm. But it's different because it's more like, I don't know, fitting into the same club now. Like, right. No offense, but it's to them, but it's just like, okay, we have a solidified reason to have things to work through and talk about because we now have children. I mean, with my friends, there's still things that we do that we chat all day long and talk, and we don't have to once mention like motherhood or fatherhood. There's still things that we have in common because, we're just friends. But with y'all, because I know that you both have children and have friends, how does that feel like? Do you
friends
feel like
have children? Because I ain't got no children with friends.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Friends that have children. How does that feel too? Since you both have a niece and a nephew, like, do you feel like that nature and nurture kind of like steps into that too when it comes to your friends' children?
Actually, it's kind of funny because when I was younger, before you had my nephew, I kind of, like I said, I looked at people like, oh, okay, I mean, they're having a baby, I don't know them. But then once you had him, and people I know honestly started popping out the woodworks with kids, like there's some people I could count about 3 times on my hand that I know have children. And it's funny because, I mean, I don't care. Like, I don't care. It's like you have a baby or babies.
Yeah, that doesn't minimize
them at all. But I know for a fact that, depending on who the person is, if it wasn't for me being an aunt, my reaction would probably be very different. Like, how you finna do this? What you gonna do? Like, you're not even with this boy. Like, all this stuff. You're not even with this girl. You can't take care of no baby. But now it's just like, you got this. My sister did it, you can do it. You're going to go to school, you're going to get through college, or you can get your job, you're going to do what you want, and your baby's going to be good. And if you need help, I'm here. Like, so my nature and nurture is, like, definitely different and does step up a lot. Even with people I'm not even that close with. Like, I found myself, like, people I went to school with, like, oh, so-and-so's having a baby. And I'm just like, dang, send me your registry because I want to buy something now. Because I've seen, you know, what it is to be a young parent. Even though I'm not one myself, I've seen what it's like. So I just want to help everybody at this point. Everybody, honestly.
Yeah, it did change my nature and nurture, but not as much to like towards my niece. But it did because like even like not even just friends, but like far as like my cousins' babies and stuff like that.
Oh,
I didn't really like offer like things that much. So, but now I'd be like, oh, like, do you need something? Like asking them stuff like that. But and my one friend, well, they were around the same time. So yeah, but again, not as much.
yeah, I can definitely get that. I think it's awesome though to like have these experiences so close to home sometimes because it really makes you realize that life does happen. I know for me it was just like life does happen. It doesn't change the. Sometimes we're so quick to, like I said in the beginning, like judge, like and like you guys both said, to judge or to be like, whatever, like ain't gonna be me. I'm not doing my. Not even ain't gonna be me, but like that don't have nothing to do with me.
No,
I'm just gonna live my life and you know whatever, and then you just go about your day. But I think when you have it so close to home or you get to see it firsthand, it kind of knocks down those stereotypes. And this is why I'm doing this because it brings all of it to life. Even if you're not around this experience every day, you have something positive in front of you to let you know that like a stereotype is just a stereotype. And I mean all the way from this journey of me with my specific journey to any other journey you could think of. A stereotype is a stereotype. Don't judge because you never know where you will be at, and always be thankful and grateful for the people that you have around you to support.
And don't, one thing like with me, like I believe that karma is very real. So that judging, that badness that you're doing, like if it don't come back to you, come back to your kids, your grandkids. So like that judging stuff, you leave it where it's at.
Okay, leave it up to the devil.
It might not come to you, but it's gonna come.
And it'd be worse if it comes to someone close to you.
Yeah.
So I thank y'all so very much. I think this was great. I think it was cool to have, you know, some people my age on here with me and, you know, share these experiences, share these thoughts. And so, guys, if you just look out, I'll be out here with another video very, very soon. That was just the beginning of it. I'm going to be bringing some other people on here. I appreciate you all coming this evening. Again, make sure y'all follow my Instagram. I'm going to drop the tag right here below. And y'all can go ahead and check it out if you have not watched some of my previous videos as well and watch the pieces all fall in place to the puzzle. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thank you, and I will see y'all next time.